Hello class. For our lab today, I thought we'd use a little extra protection. I'm just kidding. Isn't this a great mask though? You could wear this to the grocery store. Let me know if you don't want to borrow it. Alright, we're going to do a lab today, creating an electrochemical series. You kind of already know what that series might be because you've seen it a few times. One being on your metal reactivity series that we used when we did single replacement reactions. And now we've been using our standard reduction potential chart. We know with those voltages what should happen if we combine certain things and if you get a spontaneous reaction or not. So we're actually going to show that today by looking at 7 different metals. And we'll start with these 7 metals: copper, zinc, iron, lead, aluminum, magnesium, and silver. And we're going to use our multimeter, which is our voltmeter, to take the voltages. And I've got a beaker of vinegar, which is acetic acid. And the acetic acid is really just a place for those ions to help to a flow of electrons. When we put the 2 metals in there, they're going to complete the circuit when you put them in the solution. It kind of acts like the salt bridge. We don't have 2 separate cells, but we put it all together and that keeps everything flowing. So we're just going to hook up our metals, taking a piece of copper and hooking up to one electrode. And then I'm going to start with iron today. We'll hook that up to the other electrode. And then we are going to plunge this into our beaker and see what our voltage is. Okay, so we'll let that go ahead and stabilize. 0.54 looks like our voltage for copper and iron. And I'm going to leave the copper and I'm going to replace this iron with a different metal every time. Okay, so now I'm going to put a piece of zinc on there. Copper and zinc. You might remember this one because we did this in our discovery. 0.98 is the voltage difference. And I'll replace that piece of zinc with a piece of lead. Lead with copper. The voltage difference is 0.43. Now I've got a piece of aluminum with the copper. 0.50, well, hold on, 0.46, excuse me. That was the aluminum, 0.46. And I've got a piece of magnesium. You can see that's very high because copper and magnesium are pretty far away from each other. 1.90. And the very last one we'll do is the piece of silver with the copper. It's going to be a little bit different. You notice that our voltage difference is negative, and that's not a mistake. That is the way it should be. Negative 0.02 for copper to silver. So you'll want to explain why I didn't change my my wires on that. The electrons were flowing from the copper to all the other metals. When I switched to the piece of silver, it went negative. That should tell you something about the flow of electrons. So that's your lab. If you have any questions, make sure you contact Mrs. Schott or Miss Gwynn. Help us out. Or if you need some help out, we would be happy to help you. Okay? Have a great day. Stay safe.